up, everybody? I am Adrienne, and if you are new to my channel, I want to welcome you. Lately, I have been doing a series regarding why I decided to quit my job. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I will link them up here so you can go back and just catch up to see what I was talking about, why I did what I did. In the last video, I was talking about what I did to prepare to quit my job. My camera, my video got cut off, but I was basically giving little pointers as to what you can do, the steps you can do, or the steps that I took to leave my job. Now in this video, this will be chapter 2, part 2, and then of course there will be a part 3, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But in this video, I wanted to talk, I have my notes right here so I don't like miss out on anything and don't forget to tell you something. But in this video, I wanted to talk about what did I do to prepare financially and even mentally. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, this is the video for you, to stay tuned. So I wanted to talk about what I did financially and mentally to prepare, and then what I am currently doing since I've been off work for a while. So if this video is something that will interest you, I invite you to tag along, stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Like I said, watch the previous videos so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. And even if you're not following me on my social media, please go on my Instagram, follow me there, because I do a lot of behind the scenes of my life on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to uploading long tail videos here on YouTube, because these videos are posted every Tuesday and Saturday. So of course a lot happens in between that time, and just to give you some background of how I'm doing things, check out my Instagram. All right, but let's jump into this video right here. One thing that I did financially to prepare to leave my job was I created a budget. Now, I am all about that budget life, and I have been budgeting and tracking my expenses for years now. So because of that, I was able to see trends. I was able to see how much I was paying for utilities per month, how much I've been spending on different categories per month, like say household, personal, auto, any of those different categories. We'll talk more about that. But when I was able to track my expenses, I could see, like, Adrienne, like you're spending too much in this area, you need to pull it back, or you can even raise this amount in this particular area. So when you were able to see trends, you're able to write a realistic budget. Now, a lot of people don't write realistic budgets. They always like aim low, because they want to just, I get it. You want to have this budget where it's like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. I want to live below my means, but you have to create a realistic budget, because what if you go over? Then you're going to feel bad that you went over. But when you're creating a realistic budget, like for me, I included entertainment in my budget. I included eating out in my budget, because although I am grocery shopping and I am cooking meals at home, there are times when I'm going to order pizza. It is what it is, and I don't want to feel bad about when I don't want to cook. So I did incorporate eating out into my budget. So if you're like me and you already know that you're not about that cooking every single meal, every single day life, include eating out in your budget. And if you like to go out to the movies or whatnot, I am not knocking you, just include it into your budget. So that is one thing that I did when I was making my bare bones budget. I included the realistically, like, Adrienne, like, be for real. Like, this is how you're going to be living. What expenses do you expect going forth? One of the things that I did back in 2017 was I paid off all of my debt except my mortgage. So that helped to free up money. So I do have a loan with my mortgage company, but I do not have any other debt outside of that. I was able to pay off car loans, student loans, consumer debt, credit card debt, store debt, all of that back in 2017. So I don't have that category in my budget. So that is a blessing. And because of that, you know, that extra money can go toward other things like saving and investing, and we'll talk more about that. But that is one of the main things I did to help prepare me, was paying off all of my debt. Now, another thing that you may think is small, but when you are creating your budget, one thing I had in there, of course, eating out. Take your lunch to work. That is one thing that I did religiously. Like, now I'm not saying that every single day that I took my lunch, but like literally 90% of the time, because eating out is so expensive. Now that was prior to me quitting. I would eat salad. I would eat peanut butter and jelly. I didn't have the mindset that I was going to quit my job at that time, but I had the mindset of, if I don't eat out every day, that's at least $15 to $20 that I'm saving per day that can go towards something else. Like, you know, one of my whys and one of the things that I love is, like, you know, being with my boys, spending time with my boys. So that goes toward entertainment. We went on vacation. That was money that I didn't eat up. When I was, you know, working and going out to lunch every single day, I was able to save money in order to do more things, have more experiences. So if there's a category in your budget that you need to curb, I want to encourage you to do that, because that can help you to reach your goals. Even with, like, if you have all the streaming services, like, narrow some of your streaming services down, cut costs where you can in order to put that money towards something else that's more important, like something long-term that you enjoy. For me, it's all about experiences. So if I have to, like, not do something over here in order to do that, then I am okay with doing that. And even going forth, and I'll talk more about that as well. And so by me being able to understand that long term, me not having these desires, these wants right now, that is going to help me in the future, because I'm able to put that money aside for other things that are more important to me. And that is something I want to encourage you to do as well, to not focus so much on the now, but think in the long term. How are these expenses in this moment going to help or hurt me in the long run? Now, with my budget, I always included a buffer. A lot of people don't talk about this, but in your checking account, have a buffer in there, because sometimes, even though you're creating your budget, sometimes stuff comes out that you forgot that you had signed up for. Or, you know, like, for instance, I was getting my blood drawn, and yes, they swiped my card in that moment, but I am literally weeks later just getting that taken out of my account now. And so it could be those things like that that you just don't remember, like, oh, I signed up for that. Sometimes you don't, like, end subscriptions and they take the money out of your account, so you don't ever want to have insufficient funds. So I always would have a buffer in my account. A buffer is like an emergency fund. Like, we're going to talk more about emergency funds too, but if you don't have an emergency fund, I want to encourage you to get an emergency fund. Start saving. It doesn't have to be a huge amount right off the rip, but start saving something, because a little bit at a time will help to build, and you'll have a cushion, because we all know life is going to life and things are going to happen. I personally have several emergency funds, because being that I'm just a single person here and I'm taking care of the boys, I don't ever want to be caught off guard. And that's one thing that I speak about on my Instagram, that I have several different emergency funds, because you won't catch your girl slipping. And so I've had to, like, dip into some of those emergency funds, and I'm very grateful that I had them, but I had to have emergency funds set up. And it came with even saving a little bit at a time. Like, previously I was doing savings challenges. So if you're into that, those saving challenges, or one or two of those saving challenges, can go toward your emergency fund. I like to have a cash emergency fund. I like to have one in my savings account, and I like to have one in an online account. Like I said, backup on top of backup. So we have the buffer, we have cash, we have my savings account, and then we have the online savings account. So all four of those things has helped me tremendously with, you know, maintaining life now, but just also getting my mind set and ready for that transition from working full-time to not working currently full-time. Live below your means. I know a lot of people get caught up on, like, the newest things or keeping up with the Joneses, but if you write your budget out and you're trying to pay off debt, say for instance, live below your means. And I'm not saying don't have fun, don't live, you know, just eat rice and beans every single day. I'm not saying that, but be conscious of living below your means, because that extra money will come in handy. You just, I mean, you literally never know, especially with just life. Things happen. You could just, like, I needed, my air conditioner went out and it was $3,500 to get it fixed. Be prepared for any type of emergency. I remember one time I went into a garage to go to work, and lo and behold, I had a flat tire. And so I had to I was doing sinking funds at the time. And so I had to go into my auto sinking fund in order to get the tire repaired. I have AAA, so that's an expense that I paid for, but I was able to get AAA to come on out, and then they put the dummy on there, and I was able to go and get a new tire. So always be prepared for just the unknown happening, because it's going to happen. Any influx of money that you can get, like your tax return, if people give you money for Christmas or your birthdays or anything like that, save that money. I was really good about when I would get my tax return. Yes, I might buy me and the boys something, but for the most part, I was saving that money. Like we just went on vacation, so I was able to save my tax return and use that money toward our vacation. So we had a debt-free vacation. You'll see a video about that, but it's a great feeling to come home to no debt, you guys. I mean, I was like on vacation writing down every transaction so that I wouldn't go over the amount of money that I had set aside for our vacation. And you know, it's just so much freer when you're paying cash for things and you can enjoy yourself. I don't think we missed out on anything on our vacation. We had a great time, but like I was saying, any influx of money, save that money, because you just never know. You may want to go on a vacation, and you want to go on that vacation debt free. You might want to get a new car, and you might not want to take out a loan for that car. Save. I know it might hurt in the moment, I get it, but long term it's going to work out, and you're going to be so excited that you made that decision to save the money that you have in the present, as opposed to just spending it on things that, you know, will perish. Memories you'll always have, but like materialistic things, they come and go. And I'm not knocking materialistic things, because I love like gadgets. That is my thing. That is my love language, receiving a new gadget. But save for those type of things, and that is okay, and then include it in your budget. But yes, save any type of money that you get. If you get a bonus at work, save it. Any type of money that you receive, just be wise with it, pray about it, and then allocate it how you desire. Now, another thing that I did financially and mentally before quitting my job is I had an abundance mindset. A lot of people don't talk about that. A lot of times people live in the thought pattern of lack. It's all about changing your thoughts. I don't live in a mindset of lack. I believe money comes to me. I believe money comes from the east, the west, the south, and the north. When I open my bank account, there will be money there that I was not expecting. When I open my mailbox, there will be money in there that I was not expecting. So I have a different mindset. I don't think broke. I think prosperity, and I think rich. You know, I don't claim broke. I don't care what the account may look like, but I do not claim brokenness. I do not claim that we don't have. We have everything that we need, and whatever we need, or even whatever we want, will come to us in the proper time. So get your mind in a different position, start thinking differently, and that will also help you in any transition that you're trying to make, even in life. It doesn't necessarily have to be you trying to quit your job or anything like that, but change your mindset, and that would just change your whole world. I want you to not only do a budget. Doing a budget is great, but also change your thoughts and change your mindset going forth, and just watch. You're gonna be like, Adrian, she made a good point there to change my thoughts, and you'll see all things work together for your good. But it also starts here first, you know. And then people may be concerned, like, oh my gosh, Adrian, you know, you don't have a job. I get it. First of all, I can temp if I wanted to. I do have my dental hygiene license, so that in itself is a blessing. I'm just choosing not to in this moment. Worst case scenario is I can get a job. Like, there is no lack of people with teeth. So with that mindset, I'm just like, I'm going to be okay. You know, in this season, I am making a huge sacrifice, but I can also, if I need to, go get a job. But the peace that I have right now, the joy that I have of not having to hustle and bustle, and just be able to be freely with my children in this season, because seasons change. I'm grateful for that opportunity to do that now. I remember a couple of years ago, I had said that I wanted to take off a year. And lo and behold, y'all, I manifested that. So I believe in the power of manifestation as well. If you want to do something, see it first, believe it first, before you can even like see it in the reality of things. Speak it into existence and it will come to pass. Also, on last year, another thing I did financially to prepare, because I'm always trying to think ahead, was refinance my mortgage loan. I knew that my car insurance also would go up. And so I wanted that money. So it's like, you know, even though it's not technically saving, the refinance money will go toward the increase in car insurance. So that was good, because then if I didn't refinance, it would be a higher, like the mortgage is high, car insurance is high, but it's kind of like taking away one and giving it to the other. So it worked out. Always try to think ahead as much as you can. We can't always predict tomorrow, but some things you can plan for. Actually, I just got a letter that I was like, I had a shortage in my escrow, so I do have to pay some money to offset that. But at the same time, I have the money to offset the amount that was lacking. And my mortgage payment will go up a little bit. You know, they're going to get you. They're going to get you regardless. So you just have to be the best prepared that you can be in these situations. And it all starts with a budget, knowing where your money is going, and how you can increase or decrease expenses as well. Now, what am I currently doing now that I am off work with my finances? I am doing what I consider budgeting backwards. I actually think I just made that term up, but it really works for me. And budgeting backwards is basically, I know a set amount that I can spend per month. And then I have all the different categories under that amount. Say household, personal, car, gas, kids, all those different categories. And then every time I make a transaction, I put it in that different category. And I try, like each category has a dollar amount that I do not want to go over. So at the end of the month, I will add up all the transactions per category, and it will hopefully, my goal is to be under budget. So I'll add up everything, and I don't want to be over that budget. So this will be my first month doing this. So I do want to encourage you to like stick around, stay tuned to see how I'm doing. I'm going to do a video on that, how my first month went with budgeting backwards. So far, so good. I am under budget. I did have some expenses that were outside of the budget, which is fine. It all worked out. But yes, in this season of not working, I am budgeting backwards in order to stay on top of my finances and my expenses. Another thing that I'm doing financially regarding my money is I am cooking at home as much as possible. Yes, I do have in my bare bones budget a category for eating out, but I am also cooking at home. I'm ordering my groceries because I don't know about you, I can go through the store and then once I see, so I can have a whole list. But then once I see something, I'm like, oh, we need this too, we need that too. But ordering online helps me to look at the items I'm putting in my cart, the amount that I'm spending, and I can adjust it so I can stay on top of my grocery budget and not go over. I'm also driving less because I am not going to work every day, even though work wasn't that far, but I'm trying to drive less. When driving less means less stress on my car and then less fuel that I'm having to put in the car. So that is adjusting in that category as well. So I'm just trying to make little adjustments with my budget so that I can stay on track. Every little bit helps, and that's what I want you to see throughout all of these videos. Every step that you take in the present can help your future. So just be encouraged. If you are where I was debating if you're going to quit your job or whatnot, first pray about it. I talked about that. Pray about it. Don't make that decision without God. Always seek God first and he'll give you direction, but you also have to do your part and also budget your money, see where your money is going. Don't just spend your money like a drug dealer. You know, be very conscious of, you know, your spending, your habits. Some people are emotional spenders and they have to like put that on hold, you know, or figure out a way to be able to spend some, because some people just like to spend money, but not spend all of it. You never want to just spend all your money, because rainy days do happen and you want to be prepared for those days. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you were able to take a couple of nuggets away from it. Like I said, this was chapter 2, part 2. And in chapter 3, I'll be talking about how was my last day at work? What did that look like? My emotions and everything like that. So that will be chapter 3. And of course, it'll have different parts to that as well. But even in the future videos, I wanted to talk about how my first day off work was. Now you're gonna really wanna look for that video when that comes out. Like I said, subscribe if you're not already a family member to this channel. I'm excited to show you that video. And even like I said, I wanna show you how my first month of budgeting backwards went. I invite you, like I said, follow me on my Instagram, like this video if you haven't already done so. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you've ever decided to quit your job. What did that look like for you? How was that transition for you? Let's have some dialogue. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.